Okay, 1460, good luck. So we've not played before, we have no head-to-head score. We're on 960 odd games now. Opponent, or just 36. It's generally a good principle to meet the diagonal with the diagonal, just as a good principle concept. So what do we do? Let's charge a centre. We'll hold off casting a move or two just to see what opponent's intentions are. But we're kind of committing to kingside now because we'll play c4. Bring our knight up. It's really just a normal d4 game, this, rather than a ready opening. Okay, opponent castle, so we'll castle. Okay, pushes forward in the centre, so he knows what he's doing with the opening, alright. Let's just develop our bishop. We might even go for a pawn sack. He comes up. What am I doing here? What do I want to do? Knight up's a move, isn't it? We can pressure the pawn. If he jumps forward one, can we jump in? I don't like that. I'm just going to take here. Knight takes, I'll probably just take the knight, and then he'll have his bishop or his pawn in the centre. But he certainly knows what he's doing with the opening. Okay, let's develop the rook, shall we? Here, we create an immediate threat, so we're fine to hang the pawn for one move. Then we have to figure out which one, if any, we want to push forward. If he takes here now, we'll take this pawn. I don't think he will. He seems to know what he's doing with the opening very well. He's played rook across indeed. So do we do this and this? Here, if he comes down, I think we're fine just to take. Then if any piece took, we should be fine to push. So I'll push that pawn to take the pressure off from the bishop. Yeah. He's been awfully quick actually for a 1400 level player, but there is only 30 odd games there. You see he's 1250 in blitz and nearly 1000 games, so that should be his real playing strength. Let's find out as the game goes on. I'm just going to move my queen up here and prepare to capture back. So again, bishop up is a potential move, but it doesn't actually create a threat. You just shift your queen. We're just still early stages of maneuvering here. b4 could be useful to try and gain a little bit of space, but the further they go up the board, the more they become a target. So he's played bishop down to attack that pawn. So is bishop in a move here? I don't think so. Pawn up is certainly a move. Bishop in, it's a nuisance, but it doesn't really threaten anything, unless he kind of goes here and you can drop back. But even then, it's not really a threat, is it? I don't see anything better than just pushing the pawn up, so that's what I'm going to do. Bishop in here, he just gets a natural development move with the rook. We could think about a move like h4, just to give the king a second emergency square with the bishop being stuck here. So he's played queen up, so now again, there is a target if we can figure it out. But can we? I'm looking at rook up with a view to pushing here to deflect the bishop, and then the knight's loose. And he can't go here, can he? But rook up is a natural distraction because we hit the pawn. And does it allow then e4? If he takes, we can then take the knight. But my knight's still guarded here, so I like the look of that actually. It's really a distraction just attacking the pawn, see if he pushes it. I mean, we could even take, but this would be loose. But e4 is actually the move I'm looking at here, just to try and deflect the bishop away. And if you go here, we just take it, and if you go anywhere else, we can take the knight, at least as a concept. So let's just see what he does, see if he spots it. Oh, he does spot it. So can we grab a pawn safely then? If the queen comes over to attack the rook now, we can simply take the knight. So it looks to be a pawn takeable. And then we still got the same idea with going here, right? So I'm going to take it. It might have been one of them moves to spend a little bit more time calculating just in case the rook's trapped. But this is where I think I've got e4. But can he just simply go back now and guard because my rook's not there? Probably can. e4, if he takes, we just take the knight. His only square is to go to c6, right? Or he loses the knight. So if we've come here, what if we then just push on? 2 would attack it, 2 would defend it. So I think he has to move his bishop and he's only got one square for that. So it looks like we can play e4, bishop back, e5, bishop back. So bishop in, he's only got one square here. Is there anything else? I don't see it. No, I don't quite see it. I was wondering if I could get the queen, the bishop here, and rook across, but I could try this and take, but right now he's covered. But is e4 a good principal move anyway? It's risky, isn't it? e4, e5. I'm going to play it. He has to go here again. Will he spot it? So he's playing it very, very well so far for his level, isn't he? Very well. I'm looking at pushing the pawn up to stop black pushing and just plant a pawn in my opponent's half. Oh, he's moved and he's taken it quickly. So now, does it matter how I capture back? If I go with a queen, I'm very happy with a queen trade. And we create a threat here if he doesn't trade. If he's got bishop down, we can go back after we trade, right? So I think I can take the knight and hopefully come back. Oh, he's just taken there. And now he can't play rook across because he's traded his bishop. So bishop down, I can go back. Yeah, he's realised that he's gone wrong after a terrific start to the game, hasn't he? He's just made a little mistake, but it's in an arena, so he just moves on to get on with another game. So let's just pause there and review it in engine language and see how we actually played it. 22 moves, so they're the move times for both players. So let's just see what it was in engine speak. Okay, we played it pretty well, 93% versus 80%. There's just one blunder at the end, which you can see here. And that figures, excuse me, would have been practically the same for both of us, but for that. But it's generally a good concept, like I say, meet a diagonal with a diagonal. It's just generally a good principle concept. And we're just trying to challenge for the centre, get castled, then worry about what to do. So both of us have played the opening very well, all very standard. Now here, the engine prefers black takes with the pawn rather than the bishop. It's just an inaccuracy, and you can see there's nothing being flagged for the coming moves, just logical development moves, trying to break out, gain that bit of space. We trade a rook. And then the blunder comes up with queen to e7. It's actually a blunder. And I should have played the e4 immediately. Oh, I can trap the bishop. The same concept I was looking at, but e4, e5, can I just trap the bishop? So e4, bishop takes. And then I've got bishop in within an exchange. And if he drops back, then I've got e5. And the bishop can't escape anywhere. So I can see that straight away now. He should have played rook to e8 instead. Obviously, this is the long engine line. Take your time in your own games and just, take as long as you need to review them. But yeah, I can see that now. So e4 there, which is kind of the concept I was looking at a tad bit later on. The bishop just drops back somewhere. This bishop is trapped. And if you take bishop in and we skewer the queen and the rook, then we're going to win an exchange, albeit for a pawn. But that's what we should have done. That's what we missed there. But we're still +2 better here. Now 3.3. So taking the pawn was good. e4 was now good. Then opponents realise that they've gone wrong here, so they've just resigned. It's in an arena, so they're just getting on with another game there. So unlucky there, very good effort.